outed Comey and Clinton cover-up. Cesar Paz was a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation for 22 years. He is intimately familiar with James Comey, his career path, and many of the conflicts of interest Comey had involving the Clintons, Comey's secret finances, and much more. Last week Mr. Paz decided he just could not hold back any longer and he made this video. Video below. I'm a retired agent from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not the Federal Bureau of or Matters. Cesar Paz, retired special agent with the FBI. Video below. There are many shocking revelations in this video. It appears that former FBI Director James Comey, who President Trump just fired, enriched himself greatly using his government and Clinton connections. This is huge. The crooked liberal media will hide this. Please share this when you finish reading. It is urgent that we get this out. $555 trillion scandal erupts, President Trump is irate with the Fed. Amid the election, Donald Trump was a solid commentator of the Federal Reserve. He was particularly straightforward against its chair, Janet Yellen. Explain to perceive any reason why? Amid Obama's years, our nation has not fared well. Compensations have not ascended for white-collar class or average workers Americans since the 90s, yet the typical cost for basic items has. While Obama gloated about helping the economy, a large number of individuals left the work constraint or are presently subject to sustenance stamps or other government programs. The billions he squandered dumping American citizen dollars into government organizations have not floated our financial development or GDP. However, by one means or another, even with all these awful outcomes, Janet Yellen keeps on making herself an enemy of the new organization. She's reasoning about making a hazardous move that many are deciphering as political. From Zero Hedge, Janet Yellen continues to demonstrate that she is either profoundly ignorant or dishonest. Neither of those are positive qualities for a Fed chair. Having maintained interest rates at essentially zero for 7 years during the Obama years, Yellen suddenly believes it would be unwise to wait too long to raise rates now. It's a bizarre claim, particularly when you consider, 1. The U.S. economy is limping along at best and entering a recession at worst. In 2016 GDP growth was a measly 1.9% and at the latest spate of data has all suggested a contraction is underway. 2. The Fed owns some $2.4 trillion treasuries, which would be negatively impacted by the Fed raising rates. 3. There are over $555 trillion in interest rate-based derivatives floating around, which similarly would be negatively impacted by raising rates. For the Fed to embark on an aggressive tightening cycle in the context of just one of these would be foolish. But when all three are in play, either Janet Yellen is actively trying to sabotage the U.S. economy for whatever reason or she has no remote understanding of economics, or possibly both. Unraveling the complexities of the U.S. economy is no simple undertaking. It takes involvement and know-how to guarantee the soundness and development of our country. However, Yellen is by all accounts ailing in a fundamental comprehension of how our Federal Reserve ought to work, or is persistently attempting to harm it. Why? Maybe despite everything she has a socialist order from Obama. Maybe she is mad towards President Trump. Whichever way, it's the ideal opportunity for a change at the Federal Reserve. It's the ideal opportunity for fresh recruits to right that ship. The dismal thing is, we'll need to hold up until 2018. What do you think? Ought to President Trump hold up that long to make a move, or is there something he ought to do to keep America from conceivable catastrophe? T. Patriot Journal. Trump wins. What Trump just did to stop Mueller made Nancy Pelosi cry like a baby. President Trump is under investigation for his connections with Russia during the elections. Although he denied the allegations against him, the investigation is still ongoing and Robert Mueller was appointed as a special to his case. However, Trump is fighting back. Liberty Writers reports, the legal team Mueller assembled has come under fire for possible bias against Republicans after several members have been found to have donated large sums to Democratic campaigns. It was recently revealed that Robert Mueller's law firm gave most of their donations to Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2016. Liberty Writers reports, one of the attorneys in President Trump's external legal team, Jay Sekulow, said in comments to the Associated Press that he and the other lawyers will consistently evaluate the issue of conflicts and raise them in the appropriate venue. Mueller announced that he will expand the investigation and will look into Trump's worldwide business transactions. After Mueller's announcement, Trump said that this is inappropriate. Mueller keeps expanding the investigation. He's desperate to find any connections between Trump and Russia. After he was appointed as a special prosecutor, he has been expanding his staff and adding Hillary's former lawyers to help in the investigation. Liberty Writers reports, Sarah Huckabee Sanders said in a press conference that President Trump is concerned with the breadth of the investigation and that Mueller should stay in the confines of Russia meddling, in the election and nothing beyond that. President Trump said that Mueller's investigation is a witch hunt. Trump is already lawyered up and is ready to fight back. It's just too bad that Trump has to deal with this nonsense instead of dedicating to our country. One thing is for sure, the swamp will be drained soon. Ben is back. Ben Carson just leaked everything about Trump and the Mueller investigation. Housing and Urban Development, HUD, Secretary Ben Carson says a special counsel Robert Mueller should be given a chance to conduct a fair investigation into possible ties between Trump and Russia. I would give him the chance to see if he could do that because if there's nothing there, he's not gonna find anything anyway, Carson told Fox News Radio. That has been the case now for nearly a year, there's nothing to find, that's why they keep going down these empty rabbit holes. That will continue to be the case because there's nothing there, Carson added. Carson said that the investigation is frustrating and that it is hurting Trump's productivity. It's frustrating because it keeps us from getting to the things that need to be done, and I'm not sure that that isn't the real reason for it, he said. You heard it right here. Ben Carson thinks that the Russia conspiracy that the mainstream media is pushing is total bullcrap. Share Ben Carson's words so that the world can see the truth. This is doing nothing but slowing us down from making America great again. The media is the enemy of the state. H/T The Hill. Whoa. Tom Hanks just exposed the Obamas after vacationing together. Actor Tom Hanks was among a select group of celebrities lucky enough to vacation with the Obamas last month. Hanks joined Oprah, Bruce Springsteen and the Obamas aboard music mogul David Geffen's super yacht for a trip to French Polynesia. But in Tell All on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Hanks indicated that perhaps he wasn't so lucky to be there. While striking a humorous tone, as is his wont, Hanks was nevertheless somewhat perturbed as he recalled. I'll tell you one thing that happens to Tom Hanks, little Tommy Hanks on that trip. He gets screwed, but in the bad way, in the pejorative way, not in the delightful way. Seriously, who invites Tom Hanks to a swanky vacation and then leaves him in the dust? Only someone as arrogant, stuck-up and overly competitive as Michelle Obama. That's who? Clinton lawyer just dropped massive Comey bombshell that Trump is gonna love. Following the shocking announcement that President Trump is known under investigation for the false accusation that he obstructed justice, Ken Starr, a former special prosecutor who got Bill Clinton impeached, reveals a spectacular statement that blows any obstruction of justice BS out of the water. Ken Starr, the former special prosecutor who got Bill Clinton impeached, just revealed a spectacular statement that blows any obstruction of justice BS out of the water. In Starr's interview, he clearly states that the answer is no. There is no clear evidence that President Trump ever did anything close to obstructing justice. Starr goes on to say that Trump only showed an expression of hope towards the former FBI Director James Comey and that it, in fact, was not a direct command. There's an expression of hope, so it becomes an interpretation, Starr told CNN earlier today. There you have it, folks. A former special prosecutor even came out and said our great president is innocent. If you believe we need to stop this witch hunt in its tracks and let the president make America great again, share this article to get the word out.